Hey there, Aries. Welcome to your reading for the week of December 19th. We're just going to jump right in here, Aries, and we are going to see what is going on for you. I'm going to do just like a regular Celtic cross style reading, and you start off in your general energies with the Two of Cups. It is kind of weird that all the readings have been very love focused. I mean, it is interesting that, again, at the beginning of the year, I said to pretty much everyone that I was getting a lot of love energy at the end of the year, and that's pretty much what has happened. But people keep leaving comments that say, like, I thought you didn't do love readings and everything like that. I'm like, I can't control what cards come out. And when you have a bunch of love cards, it's kind of like, it is what it is. But you start with the Two of Cups here, and you have the King of Swords and the Justice card. Some of you could be going through a separation. I'm pretty sure, like, several of your readings have been about, like, going through some sort of separation or something like that. You have the King of Swords. The words meeting of the minds are popping into my head here with the King of Swords. It is your crossing energy, but what I will say is that your crossing energy can be what hurts you or helps you. It is also interesting to me on this card that I'm just going to show you both because, this is your crossing energy, but I almost feel that some of you outside of love, not in love, we're talking about anything else that you're dealing with in your life, and these could be good things as well. It's almost as if there could be someone who could be very helpful for you, but there's some sort of blockage maybe to reaching this person or getting to this person. Like if you have a business, for example, maybe there's like a mentor or a person that you look up to who could be very helpful for you. You have the Eight of Wands here, and that Eight of Wands is like screaming to me that you should reach out to someone, even if they seem out of reach, even if they seem like, there's no way this person would ever respond to you or whatever. Maybe they have like a big social media following or something. You never know, right? You never know, and you won't know unless you try. So that's for somebody out there who needs help with something. It's like, I'm not saying this person's going to give you, hours and hours and hours of their time, but, maybe they say something to you that really helps you out. So I would definitely, if you're like thinking of a person that could help you with your business or your career or something, I would do it because I think you're going to be surprised. Somebody needs to hear that. The other thing is that the King of Swords, he represents, again, a mentor or an expert. I always say that the King of Swords to me can say if you're dealing with an issue or a problem, that you need to find a mentor or an expert because they can usually solve your problem very, very quickly. So that's the thing with the King of Swords is that if you're having an issue and you do end with the Tower, I'm not going to like sugarcoat the Tower as your outcome card. Obviously, we're going to clarify that, so don't panic just yet. But what I would say is that, usually this is a person who can solve your problems quickly. And it could be any gender. It doesn't have to be a man, of course. Next, in the area of your thoughts, you have the Justice card. It's like your thoughts are on justice in some area of your life, probably like some disappointment. As I always say, if we're thinking about karma, if you're like hoping that a person in your life gets karma and you're thinking about it, then they're not going to get their karma. So I always say that we can't think about it. We have to kind of just let the universe take care of it, right? For others, I do feel like you are thinking about making something just in your life. You could also be trying to balance something out here. If we go this direction, you go to the Three of Pentacles to that Five of Cups here. There's some sort of change going on with your work. And, I almost feel that you could avoid this Five of Cups completely. I always tell people it's like the whole point of tarot is not so that you have to experience the things that are here, right? It's so that you can work with the energy, so that you can either take advantage of good stuff or avoid the bad stuff as well. And I kind of get that on that Five of Cups, and we're going to get there in just a second. But I do feel also right here with these three cards that there could be a person also who maybe, again, it's like I was getting meeting of the minds, but not seeing eye to eye or something like that. There could be a person, I'm not saying like this person's like an enemy of you or anything like that, Aries, but I do feel there could be a person where it's like maybe you have different belief systems or maybe you have different political beliefs or religious beliefs or whatever, but I almost feel like there could be a problem, or there could be something in your life where maybe there's a person you have some differences, and this person could solve a lot of your problems. So, again, I don't know what I'm talking about here, so take it how it resonates, but if you have a person like that, then I feel like this is saying, like, open up, because it's like, are you really going to let pride get in the way of, solving a problem or coming to a conclusion or solution or whatever, right? I don't, that's it. That's all I'll say there. Next in the area of your foundation, you have the Four of Wands. Four of Wands is a card of freedom, and I kind of feel, not to keep switching here, but I feel like this is the direction that I would focus on if I were you. Here, Aries, of course, as I always say, tarot can't tell you what to do, but and it shouldn't tell you what to do, but this right here is a much better direction. This is like working together with people, socializing, getting help from people. This right here is like feeling left out in the cold, feeling sad or depressed. So much better direction. I'm not even saying that this has to be marriage or love. This could just be you committing to like a person who can help you, or you teaming up with a person. Again, it's also a card of freedom, the Four of Wands, and it's a card of focusing on being free or doing things that make you feel more free, and making sure that you're not committing to things that make you feel like you're stuck or trapped or in prison or whatever, right? So I would make sure that you're doing the things that you want to do in life. You have the Nine of Wands in the past here. It's like I feel like you've done a lot, and I feel like you're saying that like in your life that you've done a lot, right? Which you have. And I feel like you're just like thinking, I should have more results. I'm not even getting any of like the traditional Nine of Wands type of stuff. I feel like you've gotten to this point where maybe you experience like very quick results in like work or business, or maybe even your love life as well. But it's like now things seem to be more stable. And I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but I do feel like if you're trying to grow, but you're not growing and things are just the same, that can drive you crazy, even if things are good, right? And I don't want to skip too far ahead here, but the Five of Cups is about being grateful. That's like one of the solutions to the Five of Cups. So maybe being grateful for your position where you are could help you continue to go up. I also feel that in the near future, you have the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles pretty much says teamwork makes the dream work. So I feel if you're like trying to grow your business or career, again, working on a team with another person, or just getting advice from someone, which this whole entire reading has basically been about, that could be very beneficial for you. And, I kind of feel on the Tower as well, it's like one of those things where I feel like you need to stop saying that you got lucky, or something like that is popping into my head here, because I have like, the words like lightning striking twice. Like I think there's a saying, I can't remember off the top of my head, of course, but it's like, lightning doesn't strike twice, or, does lightning strike twice, or something like that is popping into my head here. And so, I feel like you need to realize that like you didn't get lucky. I mean, maybe there was like an element of luck involved in like building your business, but it's like you built it, right? Like I feel like you need to, realize that you put something together on your own. And even if, I feel like you're worrying about Tower moments as well. Like if you've built a business or a career, like you could be worried about getting fired or losing your job or losing your business. Like it's popping into my head as worries and fears is what that's popping into my head as. And again, we're going to clarify through this whole entire reading. But what I would say here is I feel like you need to realize that like you did it on your own. You did something on your own. And that should be giving you confidence. But also at the same time, now I feel like it's time to maybe work together with other people or get the help of other people in some way. You have the Five of Cups here. Again, gratitude could be very beneficial. This is coming up in the area of your next few months, by the way. And you do have the Five of Cups. For some of you, I feel that there could be a person that you're dealing with that has regrets. I don't think you care at all. I think that you are right here. I think you see this Justice person? It's like he's got this like purple, background there. I don't know, whatever you want to call that, tapestry or whatever, right? It's almost like I feel like you're blocking out the noise. So I don't think you necessarily care if a person has regrets from the past. But I do feel like being grateful for what you have could be very beneficial. It could put you right here in this castle over here. Again, if he turns around, he doesn't just get these two cups. He gets the bridge and the castle as well. So he just needs to be grateful for what he has. He also, I feel some of you could be feeling like a little bit bored in what you're doing, like in work or career or business, especially. Like I do get a major work focus in this reading, especially for those of you that kind of maybe have jobs that are more independent, or maybe you could be a business owner as well. That would make you more independent. Whatever it is, doesn't matter. I feel like a little bit of boredom, and I kind of feel like you need to mix things up. It reminds me like, I know my experiments on this channel drive some people crazy, but at the same time, if I didn't do it, I would probably get bored, right? So I feel like some of you need to like start experimenting, trying new things, doing things that you want to do. Next, in the area of your closest relationships, you have the Four of Swords. I do feel like there's a lot of relationship healing that is going on in your life. I also feel like saying that you're like seeing a situation for what it is as well. Especially if there's a past love situation, I feel like you're seeing it like there's a certain level of clarity here The tower, I do feel for some of you could be you choosing to have a tower moment as well. You could be like leaving a person because I feel there's like a certain level of clarity here. I feel like this has to do with fulfillment. Very specific message as well, Aries. I think this is only going to be for some of you that you could be with a person where it's like you're not getting anything, or maybe you didn't get what you deserve, or you don't get what you deserve. And you're seeing someone very differently. It's very interesting because it's like I feel like I'm seeing, it's like I almost feel like I'm seeing the hangman in my head. It's like the hangman is a change in perspective. And so for some of you, I feel like there has been a significant change in the way you see a person that you've been with. What's interesting is I'm wondering if you went back to a person or something like that. I don't really see that here, but kind of like intuitively, I get that feeling where it's like, it's like if you've ever gone back to a person, it's like sometimes you see them differently. And you're like, well, that was a mistake. And I kind of get that energy here, Aries. And, again, some of you could be choosing to have a tower moment because of it. Next in the area of your future feelings, you have the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is a card of quick success, card of abundance, card of good things coming in for you. So I do feel there's a lot of success coming in for you. I also feel like there's rapid movement. Here's the thing, is that the tower can just be a move. So some of you could be moving as well with this Eight of Wands, but I really feel like you're focused on kind of like abundance and manifesting things. For others, I feel some of you could be moving. I said this to you. I'm pretty sure I said this to you in your mid-December reading maybe or something like that. I feel this like energy of either moving or needing to make a change. Like you could be saying to yourself, I need to make a change, plain and simple, right? And so I feel some of you could be moving somewhere. I would encourage you to if you are doing that, I feel that with this card here, Five of Cups, for whatever reason I'm getting, that it might be a good time for you to kind of like live somewhere where you're not spending as much money, basically, let's put it that way, right? Even if you're making a ton of money, you might be, right? It's a very good year for you. But I think that there's like a certain level of comfort for you, maybe just for a short period of time. So maybe it might be a good time for you to like just rent a place, if you're moving, instead of like committing fully to buying a house or something like that. I don't know, it's popping to my head. You do you. As I always say, tarot shouldn't tell you what to do, but I am getting that like it would be better to like, I almost feel like having like a comfortable year, right? Where you just, like, you're not really having to worry about bills and all that other stuff, maybe because you're like kind of living a little bit below your means, not in like a bad way. I'm talking about like in a good way here. I just think it would be very beneficial for some of you. Next, you have the Tower. Again, this is coming in as your outcome. I feel like you could be surprising a person. Here's the thing. Is you see this person right here, this person above my finger is like totally surprised by the tower. They're like, just like, oh my God, I can't believe this tower is falling, even though it's freaking on fire, right? And the other person here is like, I'm out. I'm jumping out of this tower. I see what's happening. I see the disaster for what it is, so I'm leaving. And so some of you, I feel, are choosing a tower. I have a lot of stuff popping in my head with that tower. Some of you could have already experienced a tower moment in the sense, but it looks to me like a legal matter or divorce. And again, I feel like you're just, dealing with the process or whatever you want to call it, right? So let's clarify through here and let's see. With the Two of Cups and the King of Swords, you have the Seven of Pentacles here. I feel like someone could just put things straight for you. It's like, these are the words that are popping into my head here, Aries. It's almost like someone could spell things out for you very simply. And I do feel like this has to do with work or career. Could be love for, a small percentage of you. And again, maybe remember what I was saying about this person might have different beliefs. Maybe they're not political beliefs or religious beliefs or whatever beliefs. Maybe it's just, I think this person might see a situation in your life very, very clearly, and it's like the advice they give you opens your eyes. But it could be like an uncomfortable truth. Like I said, I'm not going to sugarcoat it with that tower, but sometimes we need to see these truths for what they are. And again, I do feel some of you could be gaining clarity for the first time here about a person for some of you. With the Justice card, you have the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is like something is dead, done, over with. So I feel you could be walking away from a person here. With the Four of Wands, you have the Nine of Swords. Again, divorce. So some of you are, if you're going through divorce, you're already going through it. If you're with a person, by the way, I want to make it clear, right? If you're with a person and it's a positive relationship, this part of the message is not for you. But if you are in a divorce situation, you would already know, of course. And, I feel like it's just a repeat situation. Nine of Swords is like having a nightmare, waking up and still being in a nightmare. So some of you could be ending that. For others, I feel like there is just, even outside of love, I feel there is like a little bit of a head, kind of like mental energy here. And it's the worries about, I feel like you're worrying that you can't make lightning strike twice, like I said earlier in the reading, but you can. You did it once, right? I feel like that's all you need to know, Aries, is that you've done something once, you can easily do it again. And I feel that developing that level of confidence would be very, very helpful for you. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Page of Swords. See, someone was immature in the past. I feel like someone was a liar. I feel like someone has a lot of secrets and, mm, you know, could have been even narcissistic. I don't throw that word around lightly either. I think it gets overused. Like, right, there are all these narcissism channels out there that get a ton of views, and that's why there are a lot of narcissism channels out there, right? But I do feel that you could have been dealing with someone who has like major issues. And I just feel it intuitively. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the Ace of Cups. Definitely could be new love coming in for you in the near future, especially if you've recently gotten out of something. I feel like it's someone who's very fulfilling, obviously. For others, I feel like, there's something here about comfort in your reading, especially in work or business. I feel like there are things that you could do to make yourself more comfortable, like financially, like I said, kind of like living below your means. But there might be other things as well, like in your business that you could do to make yourself more comfortable. Like you could be diversifying your offerings. You could be, maybe you have a YouTube channel and you're like building an Instagram. You're diversifying. Maybe you have a brick and mortar business and you're going online, right? It's like, I feel like there are a million things you could be doing, but I just feel that a lot of this has to do with your comfort. It's like you're trying to avoid this future tower moment, which is probably not necessarily a bad thing. With the Five of Cups, you have the Ace of Swords. So definitely a victory coming in for you after a difficult time. I really feel, and it makes sense that this is kind of like your current past energy, and then this from here over is pretty much your future energy. So, I feel like there could be victories or a victory coming in for you. Also could be the truth coming out as well. For some of you, it's kind of like weird because I feel for some of you, maybe you found something out about a person, like but just like in a weird way, like just... maybe you found something online just like randomly and it kind of like took you by surprise. And I feel that could be like what the Tower is talking about for some of you. Let's keep going. With the Four of Swords, you have the Queen of Wands. Yeah, I feel like you're very attractive at this time. If you want love, Queen of Wands is a card of seduction. And again, it doesn't matter what gender you are. You could be just embracing the Queen of Wands energy. I feel like you need to be, again, embrace the confidence, right? She's a card of being bold, being assertive, being very confident, going for what you want. So I feel like embracing that confidence would be very helpful for you. With the Eight of Wands, you have the Chariot. More moving energy. Chariot is a card of a victory and success as well. So could be some big victories coming in for you. I feel like some of you are choosing to move away from something that is established, which, again, to me, this is Neptune and Pisces. Neptune and Pisces is like a direct challenge to traditional belief. And we have Neptune and Pisces until 2025. But to me, also, until like 2033 at least, we have a lot of energy that I believe personally is making us all more independent. That does not mean alone, by the way. It just means able to take care of yourself, not relying maybe on a boss, not relying on your parents or, whatever it is you rely on. The energy is pushing us to be more independent. Normally, on a traditional chariot, the chariot driver is driving away from the city behind him. It's like something that's established. He's going somewhere. Who the hell knows where he's going? He's going somewhere wherever he wants to go. He's going somewhere new. He's going somewhere where maybe he can build his own city, where he can build his own surroundings, his own environment, and those types of things. And, I feel that's you. I mean, that is you in a nutshell here, Aries. With the Tower, you have the Six of Pentacles. See, I feel like you're choosing the Tower moment. Six of Pentacles is about fairness and equal give and take. So, again, if there's no equal give and take in a situation, I feel like you could be causing the Tower, and not in a bad way, like in a good way. You're doing this to, maybe it's uncomfortable. I always tell people, it's like, to me, the Tower is a good card just in general. And, it's like, it's not like good or bad. It's like something that is necessary. It just has to happen. It's part of life. We will always experience Tower moments, but it's like what we do with those Tower moments that matters. And, that's what I'd say there. We're going to pull 5 main themes for you now, Aries. You have this chair empty card. It says someone is leaving your life. We already know this. So some of you could be experiencing a loss. I do feel like some of you have experienced a loss. You have this September card here in this reading. And yes, I know we're in December for the people that always leave the comments. This is a card that says September on it. So during the month of September, I feel back in September, right? 2 months ago, that someone could have left you around then. I'm also getting like over the summer. So, maybe you had gotten into a relationship at the beginning of the year, or like maybe you've been in one for a while, and then maybe this person left over the summer, or if you're going through a divorce, same thing. And, I feel like you're just kind of, processing it basically. Next, you have this Dark Woman card. These woman-man cards in this deck, I always clarify. This card says dealings with relationships with a woman with dark complexion or hair. And I clarified it, and you have the Success card. I kind of feel like this could be you. And again, it doesn't matter what gender you are. I don't attach gender in these general readings, but I feel there's a lot of success coming in for you. I feel there's like a very strong need for you to really embrace the confidence, like believe that you can be confident. Maybe you need to brainwash yourself into confidence. Or whatever, right? I think that what's better as far as confidence is concerned, I would like start small, like whatever area of your life you want to build confidence in. I would start by taking very tiny little risks to like build up your confidence, and I feel like that you'll have a lot of success if you do that. Next, you have this Apple card. It says temptation will test you. I would just be careful of anything from the past. We have a Mercury retrograde at the end of the month. We're technically in the shadow. If you're watching this in the week of the 19th. So, what I would say here is that, could be something coming back from the past. Doesn't even have to be a person, but I would just be careful. You have this Bow card. It says you are highly thought of. I feel like people really are starting to look up to you, especially if you're like building your own thing, if you're doing your own thing. Makes perfect sense with Jupiter going into your sign at the end of the year here. And, also going to be for pretty much all of next year, except for when it moves into Taurus, but it's going to be really good for you, Aries. I always say it. With this September card, you have this Tiger card. It says, doing something risky, taking a chance. Some of you might have taken a risk back in September. It's kind of funny because I actually feel like you're going to be getting the rewards from doing that, if you took some sort of risk. It's popping into my head as a financial risk as well. But pretty interesting reading here, Aries. I feel like you're heading in the right direction. If you're choosing a tower moment, I feel, it's like sometimes we have to do it, even if it hurts. It's like there are plenty of good examples of tower moments that we can choose that are still the right decision. So thank you for being here, Aries. Really appreciate it. And definitely enjoy your week.